Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, which has the same name as my name, Rita Borenstein, and the theme of my channel is Passion for the Soul. And here I share my experience from working with life between life hypnotherapy for 10 years here in Sweden. And I also interview guests, and some videos are in Swedish, some are in English. And today I'm privileged and lucky to invite you, Rashhi Sharma. I know you're located in Bangalore in India, and we are Life Between Life colleagues, and we get to know each other while I was a mentor program coordinator in the Michael Newton Institute, and luckily you became my mentee, as it was called. But I realized quite early that this lady is going to mentor me as a person. So now I know a little about you, but I'd love you to introduce yourself in whatever way you want to our listeners, please.
Thank you, Rita. It's an honor to be there with you, and so kind of you to invite me here today. I'm Rashhi Sharma. I'm from India, Bangalore. I'm a hypnotherapist, a trainer, and internationally certified by NGH. And I'm a shamanic practitioner and a spiritual seeker, I'll say, and life between lives therapist. And what else to say? I'm a student, actually. If I'll tell you about myself, I'm a student. I'm learning a lot of things, be it out of body, and there's so many things I'm learning that right now I'll introduce myself as a student seeking more, learning more in spirituality and life between lives and past life regression. Hypnotherapy is my passion, and to help people through these therapies and healings. I'm trying to learn more and integrate things and trying to help people.
That's wonderful to know. And I remember back in the days when we met, of course, only online, but it was like meeting in person. And it was a time when COVID hit, and I know in India it was, of course, really difficult. I remember sometimes we talked while you were I couldn't leave the house. How did you find the energy or the coping mechanism to go through these difficult times? Would you like to? I know it's not so nice to talk about hard times, but I'm interested in how you managed through you had to stay in your house simply for a long time, as I remember.
Actually, I must say thanks to Hans and you that you supported during that tough time. And we started working online, actually, Rita, and by the grace of God, I think COVID has a positive impact as well on people's life, that online things open up. Previously, people used to have views about the online sessions and online trainings, but now people are more open. And
Yes.
Now I can also feel that it's all about energy. We are talking about it. Even when we are connected online, we can feel it. So it's not limited to just the physical presence. So during that time, help of my beautiful colleagues and friends and my husband and a beautiful healer, Hans, I think it helped me during that tough time, and we moved on.
That's right. Yeah. So we are members in Michael Newton Institute, which is an international organization with about 220 members, something like that. And the training used to be, when you and I trained, it was the trainings were located in different countries. And where were you trained, Rashhi?
I did it in Italy, with Paul, Orrin, and Ellison.
Yes,
so it
Paul
was an
Ron
offline
Ellison.
training.
Yes.
Yes. So it was an offline training, and it was at a very beautiful place. So I just don't remember the name of the place, but
I think it's in Tuscany. It's Alison.
Yes.
Another member who
Tuscany.
had these trainings, right, in somewhere in Tuscany. I forgot the name too. Yes.
Yeah, it was in Tuscany, and it was a beautiful setting and a beautiful training which we did there. It was into year 2019, December.
Yes. Right. Yes. And in the Michael Newton Institute, I think it's now after COVID, the trainings became online, but there's still, like for you and me, a mentor program for 9 months. And then there is a certification team then going through the case studies that the mentee, so to speak, need to show that we learn the skills in the training. So the training is 1 week, and then the mentor program is for 9 months, and everybody gets a mentor, and you and I connected that way. And remember so well when you sent me the videos of your sessions with your clients, and I was so swept away right away by your way to facilitate the life between life sessions, because I could hear dog barking in the street, and to me it was so exotic with someone working in India and doing the same way as I do these sessions basically, and your calmness, and although there were children maybe screaming or dogs barking, you just kept the calmness, and the client went into deep hypnotic state.
See, there is a difference actually. In India, we have family, we have people are packed around you. It's like you don't get that much space that you need. You won't have any noise or that's tough actually to find here. But we actually improvised just after your feedback. We changed our place, we made it soundproof, and that's why in the last session which we sent for the review, in that I hope there shouldn't be any noise in that.
No, yeah. So I didn't mention it to find a mistake or anything, but I thought it was charming because where I live, it's so super quiet, and my kids who live abroad, when they come here, they almost climb the walls because to them, a dog barking, or they live in Tel Aviv, Israel, and there's always, noise, and it's so lively and so human, I think. And just to have some people just to go into hypnotic state or to sleep, it has to be super quiet, which to me was maybe not in your place.
I'll share one experience here. I was in Monroe, and for 2 days nobody was there. I was all alone there. And
the Monroe Institute in USA.
Yes. So there I was all alone for 2 days, and I requested them that I want to stay there because my next training was there. So they said, okay, you can stay. So I stayed there for 2 days alone, and for me, quiet space was like, I just want people. And then I realized that I need people. And then by chance, next day when everybody came in for the next training, I didn't have any roommate. So I requested them, I begged them, no, I need a roommate. I need someone
That's
to
wonderful. That's wonderful. Yes. Yes, if you ever come to Sweden, Rashhi, and I hope you do, you'll find that there's a distance somehow. That's what I was born in Finland, but I got used to it, that there's always kind of a distance. And when I go to Israel, where my kids live, it's much, you get closer to people and you talk right in their faces. And to me, that's a little bit strange, but that's wonderful.
Yeah, for something very strange happened there, Rita. It's a very funny thing that they said no, we don't have. I think you need your own. You need your personal space. We would like you to have your own space, so you don't. So we are not giving you any roommate. So I just prayed and I said, oh God, please, I need someone. And what happened? We used to talk, chat at the night time. So when I came back, I saw that my room got locked on its own, and there was no key at that time. I did not want to trouble anyone, so I requested one friend of mine. I said, see, my room got locked, I cannot be there alone. Then she said, oh, come in, I have a empty bed, you can come and stay with me. So then that time, and I just thank God. And in the morning when we were having our breakfast, so at that time my trainer, she said that, how did you manage to stay outside your room whole night? And I said, I can't tell you, it's a blessing for me, because I have lived for such a long, for 3 days were like too much for me to stay alone. So when I got the roommate, by the grace of God, my guides helped me there.
That's a lovely story.
So,
Your
yeah,
prayers
so
were answered.
yeah, and everybody was like upset and they were like, you don't want your own space? I said, no. In India, I have never had, and I was born in a joint family. So we had 25 people in our family at a
Oh,
time. It was
yeah.
always like chit chat, chit chat, chit chat all around you. So we always had people around me.
Yes.
That's why I find it very tough to be alone. And when there's super silent, I feel like there's something wrong.
Wow, yes, because here in Sweden sometimes they have a room for the baby. You know, if you have a big house, you have the baby has a room of its own. But I remember our kids used to sleep with us, although they had a bed of their own. But it's to me somehow what you're saying is sounds very human and very natural. So and when you do the sessions with people these days, do you find where do you do most sessions online, or do you see people in person?
Actually, 80% of the sessions are online. I do it from throughout the world. People request for the sessions.
Yes.
20% are face to face.
Mm-hmm.
So 80% has now moved on to the online sessions, which is not only in India, throughout the world, Europe, US, Asia.
Yes.
And 20% people who want to see me in person, they travel to Bangalore, and then we have face-to-face session. That also happens.
Yes, wonderful to know. So we will put the information about you beneath the video. So anybody want to do a session with you, Rashi, they know where to find you, because I think it's about chemistry. Everything is about chemistry, personal and soul chemistry, what you attract. I do some sessions online as well, but these days a lot of people want to travel and come here, it seems, because there's a longing, exactly what you said. I don't want to be alone in my room anymore. I want a person to touch me physically, and to get a hug when we are finished. So today, this afternoon, a client is coming here. So now I'm curious about your training, because you told me before that they are also online. Tell us a little bit about your training in case somebody's interested to do your training. What kind of trainings do you invite into?
Okay, so we give two types of training, and we have more incoming in pipeline this year. The one which we started is about past life regression. So that's an integrated training where I tell them all about how to do a good path. I've done 6,500 sessions of past life regression. So wherever I felt that I lacked or I needed more to learn, so I have integrated all those what I have learned, and I try to give them. It's an experiential training which is for 5 days.
Yes.
And along with the spiritual awakening also happens for most of the people. It's more of a spiritual, and more from my own experiences, what I have gained in my trainings, in my sessions, because as you know that each session is a journey in its own, right? So for all I try to integrate, and as per the group's energy, we give 5-day training.
Wonderful.
And there's another one also, which is of hypnotherapy, which is certified, which is accredited by NGH, National Guild of Hypnotists USA. I'm a certified trainer with NGH. So that also we have started. That is for 8 days, which is online as well as offline.
Mm-hmm.
And another one is shamanic practitioner training, which we are starting this year. That will be in 7-day course where we'll learn about out of body and near-death experiences also we'll see in those trainings. So it's like spiritual as well as the material part of regression session and hypnotherapy will add on to it.
Oh.
So yeah.
Sounds wonderful. I'd like to take those trainings. But I remember in my training in England to become a life between life hypnotherapist, there was a lady from from India there, sorry, and she and I can't remember her name, sorry for the moment, but she was the first life between life hypnotherapist trained by the Newton Institute and to work in India. And I remember we talked a lot about living in such a huge there's a lot of people in India, of course, and people believe in reincarnation, do they? Depending, of course, what kind of would you like to say some things about how it's been for you to work with past life sessions, particularly in India? Are there some taboos, or is it common that people are quite naturally going into
in India, actually, people are more open towards past lives. Though we resort to this therapy in the hand only, because it's the last moment when they have tried everything, then only they want to come back and know about what actually this therapy is about. So normally people think that this therapy is all about seeing past lives. But when we do sessions, it's more from the therapy point of view, that what is it that is holding them back in their current life. So it's not, so the perception of Indian people they're more into past lives, but they think that it's some kind of a magic. Immediately within a session, they'll see something and things will change. People are scared as well, because sometimes people ask me, oh, what if I'll see my wife of my previous life or my husband of my previous life? But then when you see it from therapy point of view, it has beautiful changes in people's life.
Yes.
So people are more open here in India.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, because I guess the reason why I ask is that I read a book written by a Swedish lady called Shanti Devi, who not a Swedish. Sorry, I mixed it up. It's the author is Swedish, but the person is Shanti Devi. And have you heard about her? She remembered a past life. She's quite famous, and I somehow thought about it that could it be that it was not meant for anybody to remember a past life for a certain reason, because that's what the author wrote in the book. Do you think this has changed? Of course, in India things change, and are there people who think that it's not a good thing to go into remembering a past life, that it could be dangerous?
Yeah, what I'll share here with you is that whenever we take birth, we always carry things from our past lives, or we can call them sub-personalities. So these sub-personalities or these behaviors, this is like we are not a new laptop. We always have an embedded softwares from our past lives, which have been created by those lives' impressions. Like if I'll ask you, when we describe ourselves in this life, we describe ourselves on the basis of what we have experienced in this life. And this life experiences have created the software to protect us in this life. Right? Now suppose, let's see, if I die at this moment and if I move out of this body, if I'm not evolved enough, so what will happen to me? I'll be the same person who I am in the body. If I'll be in the soul, I'll only think that minus with my physical body, right? So we carry forward these belief systems, which belief systems create problem in our current life, right? So our past lives have a huge impact on us. If we'll say what we are at the present moment, we are some total of belief systems of n number of past lives. That's what I have realized, that when we are born, like you have kids and I have kids, or when we have siblings, even though when we are born in the same family, we are never same. We never react in the same way, right? Our behavior, our personalities are unique to ourselves, even though even if kids are twins, right? So we are always reacting on the belief systems of our past lives. So when we talk about our past life, or when we talk about seeing back into our past lives, we try to find out the root causes, what is creating problem in our current life due to an impression which was created in the past life. Right. So that is the whole modus operandi of the past life regression therapy, where we look after, try to find out that from where it has started, what is the reason I'm behaving in this life. And like, I'll give you one example. Recently, I did session for this girl, and she has this OCD thoughts that she's a sex worker. She's a sex worker. So and in this life, she's a doctor and she's doing very well. But whenever she used to close her eyes, and there's a particular person who entered in her life, whenever she used to see that person, she used to get this feeling, oh, I'm a sex worker. Then she came and she said, no, see, I have such a good image in this society, and I don't know how these thoughts are popping up in my mind. It's not a normal thought, right? So when we started the session, when we went back, she went back to her life, where she saw that her father sold her into prostitution. Very young age. Yes. And that father is that colleague of hers in the current life. Since she has met this person, she has started having these thoughts that you're a sex worker.
Yeah.
So she died as a sex worker in that life. And during the death moment, she said, I'm never going to be a sex worker. So the moment in this life, she saw this person near him, because we all carry these karmic relationship with people around us. So the moment she met this person, her soul tried to send an SOS signal, tried to protect herself. So when the moment she looked at him, she started having these thoughts, don't be a sex worker, don't be a sex worker. So that's how, when we go back and try to see the root and then release it there, discover it, relive it, and then release it, then things become better in our current life.
That's right. Yes, that's a wonderful example, and very such a relief for all these people to have this help. Yes, so I can understand also during your trainings that working in groups as well, as you said, it's an healing experience, and there will be a synchronicity why this group of people came together, maybe to learn things and help each other, and also to be to do the training themselves and then to pass it forward. So for me, it's a way to pass things forward like ripples on water all the time, working like you do, and also training others to help others. So I think it's an amazing work that you do, truly. And I think there's many things to talk with you about, Rashi, and maybe we'll do another video later on in case you are up for it, and we can do it. But all the information will, as I said before, be added under this video so people can get in touch with you. Shall we end this recording with maybe a message from you to the listeners before we end? Do you want to say something?
Yeah,
like
just say,
one for the road.
I'll just say that may divine bless each and every soul, whoever we meet and whoever they meet, and may the love for divine grow in each and every heart. And that's my message for all. That it's my prayer, divine prayer, that we say Jan Kalyan, that everybody has love for divine, and may it grow more and more. That's my prayer for all, actually.
Oh, just say like in my tradition, amen, it means so it is, right? So thank you, dear Rashi, and thank you all listeners, and I hope the meeting with you, Rashi, has inspired many, and for you to maybe connect with some Scandinavians in the coming days. Let's hope so, in case you want to, and there will be connections going around the globe. Okay, so bye everybody. Thank you.
Bye.